Hi, this is Kenn Renner, real estate broker here in North Austin, Liberty Hill to be exact. Just want to take a moment to go over some of the stats, the market, what's going on here in the market. It's been, December of 2025. Just want to kind of give you an update and also give you an opportunity to connect with me and do an equity review of your property if you purchase one from me, or you want to know what's going on in the market. I'd be more than happy to run both the leasing comps as well as the sales comps and to kind of give you a value of it. A lot better than a Zestimate, that's for sure. But in our market, the Austin, Texas market, we are in a buyer's market, and we've been that way probably for the last year. The good news is the values here are pretty much flat. They're stable. They're not really going down. They're not really going up. And we had our big 100% rise in between 2019 and 2022, and then we had a 20% drop. So, most of the people that have bought from me in Austin and in other areas that have seen an incredible equity growth, even over the last 5 years, and they're actually still, even with the small to big percentage drops, depending on where you're at and what market, they've done pretty well. And that's what's my pleasure of mine is to help people be able to build their net worth and also get them into housing, getting them into homes, to be able to start. Becoming financially free, or at least having a free and clear house someday. So I'm excited about my new home buying secrets book that I wrote. Actually, I wrote this back in 2010. My daughter's 15 years old now, so I know that it was been 15 years since I wrote the book, and this has been it's been a real big staple of my business. I've sold thousands of these books. It's a best-selling book, and so we have it was based on a seminar presentation called American Dream Seminar. I started in 1994 here in Austin to help home buyers and investors learn how to invest in entry-level housing and entry-level and both for investment, for rental, and also for purchase for their own home. And that's kind of really what put me on the map. Was it's the same product whether you're an investor or whether you're a first-time home buyer. So we're going to be having home buying classes coming up. We're teaming up with Brown Homes with large local builders here, and we're going to be hosting home buying classes in their model homes. And I've done this for years, and it's just a great way to get to know each other and get belly to belly with the experts in the real estate and mortgage industry with no strings attached. It's just a presentation. So we'll be the first one will be a home buying crash course. Will be in January 31st in Cascade, which is a brand new subdivision in Liberty Hill. There's It's starting from the 250s, brand new construction in Liberty Hill, which is in North Tech corridor, which is really, really hard to find anywhere. We're going to have some more details as we come up closer to the presentation about what the properties are all about. But I'm going to give you, first of all, kind of a glimpse of what's going on in the Austin, Texas market. And next week, I'll also be doing my normal monthly podcast going over more in-depth stats. But just want to give you a cursory overview of some of the markets we've been playing in and kind of tell you what the gauge of the market, what's the barometer right now. So, bottom line is that our median sales price about in the whole metro is about 439, and so that's about down 20% from its peak, but it's also up well over 60% from 2019. So it just depends on when you purchased the home. So hopefully, I have a lot of conversations with people that bought in the last 2 years, and it's a hard conversation because it's as far as if they bought in 2022, they're pretty much have lost some equity. So we also talked to those people about, well, time is on your side. If you want to wait, you can lease it out, and we'll wait for a better market. So that's where we're seeing a lot of it. So in the reality of the market in Austin, anyways, is if you don't need to sell, then don't sell right now, or be prepared to be very competitive in your pricing, your staging, and your strategy, being able to also compete with the builders by offering incentives to get the closing costs paid or interest rates down. So it's 439,000 is about flat, 1.4%, nothing big, up or down. It's 5.3 months of inventory. So we're looking basically at a buyer's market. We know they would say that's an equilibrium market, but I think that's old school at this point. We haven't been in a buyer's market for over 10 years. So now it's the buyer's turn to be in the driver's seat, which has been been tough for buyers, as you know, be the last several years because they just got beat up, especially the entry level market. So one of the curious stats here, so you got 439 sales price, closed sales down a little bit percent, down almost 10%. And then we have 13,277 active listings. That's a lot. It's up 12.4% from the previous year. Now, these are October stats because we'll get November stats in the next week or so, and I'll be going over that on my podcast. So this is a more kind of late, early fall stats. But that the basic thing is looking at that. That's a lot of inventory hitting the market, especially in the slower time of year, which is now. 92% closing ratio in the Austin Metro, Austin Round Rock Metro, which includes the five county radius. And then average days on the market is 76 days, which isn't bad. That's 2 months, a little over 2 months on days on the market. But what the close to list price is very interesting because that's a 92%, it's 8% discount. So even if it's priced right, let's say it's priced at $1 million, the average, meaning half or more and half or less, are taking an 8% cut on that price. And that, so in $1 million house, that's going to be typically just stat wise would be 80,000 off or about 920 sales price. So, or and if it's $500,000 house, the average discount from close to price ratio is close to list ratio is going to be if you had it for 500, it'd be 460, $40,000 discount. So, that's kind of what we're looking at, and it's hard conversation to have sometimes with people. Not only are they getting hit with lower prices as far as the actual price, but then they're also getting hit with having to negotiate even further. Better news for the market, and really what we did got in front of a long time ago, which has also become the poster child for suburbia in for the San Antonio area has been the New Braunfels area, and this is a December 1st article just came out a couple days ago. Hill Country Gem ranks as fastest growing zip code in Texas. So we've been buying in this area, helping our investors purchase in this area for over 4 or 5 years now. So we kind of we got ahead of it, and we've done well with it. Now, right now, the market there is relatively flat as far as the price growth, but that's okay because the prices are so low. We're buying stuff at basically the cost of the sticks and bricks to build the house. So that's what's exciting. We closed one nice three-bedroom, two-bath house in a master plan community last month for $183,000. Who would have thought? Positive cash flow from day one, low payments, low interest rate. Builders are just crushing it, and so that's still a very good, viable option for us. Now, also, I of course I live in Georgetown, Liberty Hill, which is connected. Georgetown's the fastest growing city in the nation of its size as well. So we're seeing this trend of people are moving to the suburbs and they want to be in a more family-friendly, community-oriented type of atmosphere rather than being in a big city, but they want to be near the big city. So that's what we're seeing with New Braunfels being close to San Antonio, actually about halfway in between San Antonio and Austin, 50 miles each way. And then also with Georgetown and of course Temple, Texas. And so in Temple, we have the medical community, and we have several resales coming up. Actually, going to be starting in the 220s. And these are some of them are actually tenant occupied as well. So those turnkey properties are very attractive for those that are paying cash or not worried about the interest rates right now. We also, of course, have the builders offering some pretty low, substantially low interest rates, which makes all the difference in the world in purchasing. And then, of course, we're going to have an interview with our team up in Dallas. As you may know, I'm working in Dallas with a team, North Dallas, Rusty Preem with Coldwell Banker, and he has his team and his property managers all set up to be able to help our clients be able to take advantage of the North Dallas area, which is absolutely exploding with growth. McKinney area, Plano, McKinney, and Anna, if you keep going north from there. And then what's a real big news and an amazing place, and you may or may not have heard of it, but if you're in tech, you probably do, is Sherman, Texas, little town of 50,000 people, probably about 45 minutes north of Dallas. And I visited it a couple months ago, and it was absolutely amazing. They have these huge chip manufacturers from Texas Instruments and Global Wafers, just these huge manufacturing of chips. And there's actually going to be over a $40 billion investment in chip manufacturing plants with thousands of high-paying tech type jobs, and that's made this little Sherman town a very attractive place to purchase. Reminds me of what we did with New Braunfels in the past, and that's what people really come to me for when they're looking for places to invest, is where is the market going. So we're going to go ahead and introduce you to, we'll do a podcast next week with him and as well, and be able to get a little bit more feedback of what's actually going on. So I'm excited about my new home buying book. And we'll be having home buying classes starting in January with Braun Homes in Cascade, which is a brand new subdivision in Liberty Hill starting from the 250s. That's unheard of right now in the high tech corridor. So we're going to be jumping on that. Brand new community with going to be eventually 1,500 or more homes in this area, and it's right smack dab in the place you want to be. So that's going to be nice. We also have a wealth event coming up in San Jose. So I have my colleagues in San Jose, including my loan officer from U.S. Bank. He's a private wealth management client advisor, and he will be talking about the special programs that U.S. Bank have, especially for the high tech community. And then I have Carolyn Hobbs, who's a real estate expert from Morgan Hill, and she services all the South Bay area. And she will be talking about different aspects of real estate investing in the San Jose area and around there to for example, like ADUs and things like that are becoming very popular, and be able to get into the market well because your market in San Jose is really still pretty much a seller's market. So we're going to be also bringing in financial planners, financial advisors, CPAs that know real estate, self-directed IRA. So that's going to be a great event. It's going to be on February 22nd in San Jose at the U.S. Bank building. So we'll get you more information on that as we go. And so, yeah, I just wanted to catch up with you, see if we could do an equity review on the property. If you have one, it's a good time of year to do that. As we're, kind of slowing down, we know what your numbers are equity wise, tax wise, and all that, and also talk about maybe if you're a rent investor, what your rents should be, what that's looking like right now, and just have a conversation. And a lot of you that I've been working with are looking to grow your portfolio, and that's what we do here is help people grow portfolios of income producing property or help them buy the home of their dreams for their own primary residence. And that's what I'm here for. You guys give me a call, 512-423-5626. And let's talk about your goals and see how we can fit our programs, our available things, and all my new resources. My new book is at final edits being done, revised. Of course, I wrote it in 2010. Now it's going to be 2026. So I updated the numbers, updated the stats, and it's going to be a fresh revised edition. So I'm excited about hopefully having another best-selling revised home buying book. But if you're interested, give me a call, 512-423-5626. Let's talk about different investment opportunities as well as what's going on in your world. So Kenn Renner, hope to talk to you soon. And if I don't talk to you sooner, then have a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.